Couldn't really think of a nicer spot to make this video. This is the start of the channel. The reason I made this channel. This is my 1960 Chevrolet Biscayne. Looked a little different than it does now when I first bought it. I'll insert some photos of it in the video. Got this car in 2020, September of 2020. COVID was raging. Found it in Mississippi. I had sold my 1951 Ford sedan. No, Ford shoebox coupe. And really had no plan other than to get rid of that car and find something else. Had no idea what I wanted, and surfed the internet looking around. Had some help from friends, and when I saw this car, it just struck me. I had to have it, and here we are. So took a trip out to Mississippi with a buddy of mine to pick up the car. No real plans to do anything but drive it and enjoy it. You know, make some minor modifications to it, or what I would think would be improvements, just to make it my own. And as you can see, the car is not painted in a way that is very appealing. It looks like an old patinaed look. It's obviously a faux patina, and again, if you looked back at the pictures that I inserted, you'll see what the gentleman that I bought it from considered faux patina. I tried as best as I could to match the paint. I found some spray paint, as you can see in the door. If you look closely, you'll see that the color doesn't match. I found some spray paint, what I thought would be close enough, in Home Depot, and did some of my own touch-ups on it. The white stripe that you see, which would be considered a Bel Air stripe, the Bel Air trim level, into the Impala trim level, which 1960 was the last year that Impala was actually a trim level. I painted the white myself on the car, just to break up the look of it, and I do like how it does look with the stripe on it. So the car was advertised with a freshly built 350 small block Chevy motor, and it had 50 miles on it according to the advertisement. When you look at the car up close, you could see that the car was doctored and spray painted. It was a spray paint rebuild, and it was doctored up just enough that somebody like me would see it, fall in love with it, and buy it. It was just basically rigged together. No sooner did I get it home, it was leaking oil. I drove it around for a little while. Had some problems with it in terms of burning oil. I would have to add like 2 quarts of oil every time I drove the car. Fast forward to October of 2020, I guess it was October of 21. I don't know, I have my dates wrong probably, but the Race of Gentlemen in Wildwood, New Jersey was going on, or maybe it was 2020, I don't remember. Because due to COVID it was canceled one year. But anyway, I was driving it out to the Race of Gentlemen, and the car was blowing white smoke like crazy as I was driving it. Long story short, the car caught on fire. It was a friction fire. The rear axle had gone kaput in it, causing friction, and as the centrifugal force of the wheel spinning and the grease that was in there, it started a fire. I had no fire extinguisher or anything. I had just hit the sign that said "Welcome to Wildwood." People were looking at me as I was driving. It looked like a James Bond movie where you were blowing white smoke out the back just to blind people that were chasing you, escape from them. And little did I know, when I pulled over to check the car, a guy runs out of his van, barely, didn't even put it in park, telling me the car was on fire. He had a fire extinguisher, didn't work. Fire was shooting out of the wheel, the rim on this side right there. And the only thing I had was a cooler with some water in it, and that's the way I got the fire to go out. And I limped the car, to a shop. There were no shops that really wanted to help me out whatsoever. I ran into a newly opened business called Brent's Auto Service or Auto Repair. The guy had just opened his business, happened to make friends with him, and he told me that I would need a new rear for the car. So what did I do? I decided, how to get a Ford 9-inch posi rear. That was $4,200. I had always wanted a car that was a resto mod, an LS powered car, keeping the old look. And I had bought a 6.0 motor out of around a 2010 Chevy Express van, aluminum block, 4L80 E-Trans automatic. But I had put that on the side. I never planned to, I was planning to save some money to do the repairs to it. So, got to talking to Brent when I had the car at his shop, and I told him about the LS. He told me that he was into LSs, that he could do an LS swap on the car, and here we are today. I told him to do it. It was a very costly endeavor. I recommend that if you're going to do something like that, you investigate it thoroughly and have a ton of money at your disposal. Anyway, long story short, the car was, I only had the car for a short period of time, and I had it in his shop. Luckily, I had some friends out at the Racer Gentleman with their cars. They were able to drive me home. I left the car with Brent, and here we are today. So the car is a work in progress. It's going to be a work in progress for quite some time. The plan is to match the color that is on the car. It's not a stock color, but I'm going to match it as close as possible, and I'm going to paint the car a solid color without the patina look, and leave the white top, the white stripe, possibly paint the white top, or maybe just leave the white top the way it is. That I hate saying patina, but again, I'm gonna leave that patina look. Do a little walk around of the car so you can see it. The car is in need of work. It does have rot, does have rust, but not crazy. Not crazy. What I did was, it came with 5-star rims on it. Again, you'll see it, in reference to the pictures that I put in the video, how it was when I got it. I had to change them. I wanted a period correct car. I wanted to build a car that looked like it was a stock car, but with some upgrades that somebody would have made in the 60s, 70s, of that era. So I'm sure you can see the seats in it. We'll get to that in a minute. But I actually bought a Bel Air 4-door sedan parts car. We'll end up getting this grill out of it. The grill that came with the car was all banged up. So I bought it for 800 bucks, and I figured the parts that I would get out of it, especially with the Bel Air trim, would certainly be worth it. I threw in the yellow lights. Some people like the way it looks, some people don't. It was originally a 6-cylinder car, but I bought the Super Sport. Actually, it wasn't a Super Sport, but the 8-cylinder emblem. So, like I said, when I bought it, small block Chevy 350. So now I'll show you what I did to it. So here's the LS that I swapped into the car. It's not a stock LS. Nothing crazy, a mild build. Has some Brian Tooley Racing, BTR Racing top end rebuild. Truck Norris cam. Mild. Heads were sent out. It's got new lifters, rockers, rods, things of that nature. And it was done to make it reliable as possible. So I had the car. Once you get the car done, I didn't go the route of the Holley Terminator computer. I kept with the stock computer, and I had it reflashed. I forget what they call it, but you know, like the key. It's something with the key. There's a chip in the key that I had that system removed from the computer when I had it reprogrammed. So everything is running through the stock computer. Again, that was sent out and reflashed. Manifold is the stock manifold. Did the headers. BTR is a company that deals with exactly what I wanted to do to this car, which was LS swap it. So you call up that BRP. Did I say BRP or it's BTR? Well, Brian Tula Racing is the BTR. That's the performance stuff. But BRP Hot Rods is the one that you call them up. They will tell you everything, soup to nuts, what you need in order to do an LS swap in these cars. So that's who I used. Had some work done to the trans. Bought a low car shifter for it. Has 370 gears in the rear. I wanted 373s. They didn't have them, but the 370s work just fine. And then the plan was, like I said, I wanted a car that looked stock. So what I did was I went to the Carlisle swap meet and I bought a set of buckets from a original SS 65 SS, and on eBay I found a center console from a 64 SS. As anyone can attest that has looked into these things, unless you're doing things yourself, everything is costly. And to recover the stock 65 SS seats, just to buy the stuff for it, the covers and everything would have been $1,000, and that's just for front and rear seats. Then you bought the seats, then you'd have to have somebody do it, new foam, all that stuff. Anyway, fast forward, Procar is a company that makes seats. I got what I thought looked like what it would be a stock seat. These are the Procar low back buckets. Got them in white. You can see that the back seat has a white stripe along with the door panels. So I thought for right now they would look okay. And from Procar you can order the same material as the seat and get it by the yard for the back seat and have a cover made, which is what I'm going to do. So here's the console with the low car shifter. Again, in the pictures I'll show you how it looked when I got it. But it did not look like this. It was red. All of the shiny chrome was had paint on it. It was really crappy. So what I had done was I had it all polished up, taken apart, and the low car shifter was fitted into it. You can see the dash is all apart. I'm in the process of having that done over. Paint is in the future. You can see the gauges, and to the untrained eye that knows these cars, they look like stock gauges, but they're really not. They're Dakota Digital RTX gauges, which are made to look like the stock gauges. There you got the plug that you can, just like a new car, you plug it in and you can get computer readings on what's going on in your car. Here is the computer setup for it. The trans has its own computer that's separate from the trans, that's in there also. Then you got this Boss audio system, which is a full Bluetooth, no radio needed, no head unit needed. Hooks up right to your phone. So I put that in there. The rug is a new carpet from Newark Auto Carpet. I would never deal with that company again. The carpet, as you can see, doesn't fit right. It was made 3 times for this car, and if you see right here, you can see it does not fit right. Does not fit right there. But you want to know something? For right now, it's going to have to do. That's the way it's going to be. So all the trim, I have all the trim that goes around it. As you can see, that's a Moon steering wheel flake in it. That would have been something like somebody in the 70s, I guess, would have had. So all this trim is taken off. I sanded down the dashboard myself, got it in better shape. And the plan is to have paint mixed this flake, and I'm gonna flake the dash. The Bel Air, the parts car that I had, from this point right here, you see these little holes in here. Down, there's a stainless piece that goes for Bel Air trim. Goes across, so that's gonna break it up. But all the pods, everything will match this, and the trim around is going to match that as well. And got some seat belts in it, because you really do need seat belts in these cars, especially when you add the horsepower to it. That I did. Bought some extra pieces like the Body by Fisher sill plates, things of that nature. And yeah, so that's basically the car. I started the channel with the thought process that I was going to do it like the Haggerty channel, the Barn Find Hunter. I was going to go on trips with the car. I was going to take it around, drive it around, and that's, you know, go interview people, interesting people, go to interesting places. And but the channel has evolved. I've evolved, and we're changing things up a bit. More on that later. I got some 4-inch exhaust that I ran. Got boiler exhaust, so I will let you hear this. start it up. Let's do that right now. The gauges are not set up yet, so I think I should. You can change the colors of the gauges, everything. I think it sounds great. And yeah, so that's basically it. Inside here was red. Just like I said, the console was red and an SS emblem went in here. So what I'm going to do is probably either get some white material and put in there, or I might get something close to this, put it in there. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, revolving, just taking on a life of their own. So, hope you guys like the channel. Like it, like it enough that you subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments on the car. Tell me what you think. What you like, what you don't like. I'm not sensitive. Say whatever you want. Questions. And give me some suggestions on what you would do if this was your car. Maybe you would sell it. You don't like this car. Yes, everybody likes their own thing. So that's a video on the car, the 1915. We are in the process of doing stuff to it. You'll see the progress as it goes on. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time boring you, but this is what I do. Thanks. Alright, just a little update to yesterday's video. This hood is all bondoed up and cracked. You can see the bondo in there. This hood is going to be replaced. In the video you will see that there was a primered hood that was body worked and blasted, and it is in ready to paint, ready to go condition. That was from the parts car, and that's going to be swapped out when I do the paint job on this car. And also, I just wanted to, something else I didn't put in the video, is that this entire car has been rewired with a American Auto wire setup. So everything is neat and clean and rewired, and that was another update that was done. So just wanted to clear that up and include it in this last part of the video. Also, another update I wanted to show you, there's some rot in the channel. I mean, this is not something that you really have to concern yourself with, but I have the parts car has the perfect channel in it, so I'm going to have these pieces cut out and the original channel put back in. This piece over here is all gonna get cut out because you can see there's rot in there. I mean, again, You don't have to go this crazy, and I probably shouldn't go this crazy, but it is what it is. I want it done. Here, you know, you can see there's rot there, up top there, along the bottom. And here, there is some areas that just don't sit well with me. So I went this far, so I'm just gonna get it taken care of. You can see this, you know, I already cut that piece out of the parts car and sent it out, and it was blasted, and that's ready to be cut apart. You know, this is going to be cut out, and that'll be body worked back in there. The deck lid is going to get blasted just the way the hood did. You can see flaking coming off here. You know, this stuff, you see like little bubbles in here. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like little bubbles from when these guys that rigged it up to sell did what they did, and I just want to get rid of this garbage fake patina, which they thought it looked like. I'm just getting rid of it, and it's gonna be all that one color, and it should be really nice. So here's the parts car. Here's that piece that was cut out. Let's show you what I'm talking about. There's the channel. How the channel is in great shape all the way around. And I'm just gonna cut this original channel out, and it's gonna go back in originally the way in the place it was supposed to go. And here is the piece that was sent out. Show that. Here's the gas filler. It's got little spots here like this. That's easy to fix, but this is all intact and perfect. You know, I shouldn't say perfect, but little spots. So it's all been blasted down, and it'll be body worked. A new piece here will be made all the way across, and you know, don't pay attention to this area that's all rotted out. It's just this whole piece right here that we're talking about right here. This whole piece here. This I just cut extra out, but this is in great shape, and all this bottom floor stuff that's not necessary, that's not needed, so that'll all be taken out. But this is in great shape, and that'll go in, and we'll fix that. And you know, none of this area up here will be rotted anymore. The light will go in where it's supposed to go, nice and neat. And we'll make this all this and this pretty again. Okay. And there's the hood waiting to go on when the paint, when it's time to paint. So she'll get there. It's a marathon, not a sprint.